1a. To calculate the mean of these numbers, I'm going to need to add them all together. So 7 plus the 1 plus the 2, the 6, the 9, and the 5. Add all of those up and it gives me a sum of 30. And then I'm going to need to divide by however many data items there are. In this case there are 6, and I get the mean as 5. To calculate the median, I need to put them all in numerical order. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And then I can cross them off from both sides of the list until I end up with the number that's in the middle, which is in between 5 and 6. So the median in this case is 5.5. If you've got this question okay, with no trouble whatsoever, move on to question 2a. If you needed a bit of help or weren't quite sure, have a go at 1b. 1b. So to calculate the mean of these numbers, same as before, I'm going to need to add them all together. So 3 plus 8 plus 7 plus the 3 plus the 10 and the 11 gives me a total of 42. Now there are 6 numbers there, so I'm going to need to do 42 divided by 6, which is 7 for the mean. To calculate the median, I need to put them all in numerical order. So 3, 3, 7, 8, 10, and 11. And then, same as before, I can cross these off from both ends of my list, and I'm interested in the number that's in between 7 and 8, which in this case is 7.5. 2a. So in this one, there's 2 ways of looking at it. I can think of it as 1, 2, 3 rows in this shape, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Because the fraction I'm after is 3/5, I'm going to look at the 5 columns, and I'm going to need to shade in 3 of those 5 columns. And the shape looks like that. Question 2b. Same as before on this one, I'm going to be interested in looking at the columns on this one because there are 7 of them. So to shade in 4 sevenths, I need to shade in 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those 7 columns. Question 3a. So to solve this equation, I'm going to need to multiply both sides by 4, which gives me x equals 28. And to solve this equation, I'm going to divide both sides by 5, giving me x equals 8. Question 3b. To solve this one, the opposite of divide by 9 is to times by 9, so x equals 72. And over on this side, the opposite of multiplying by 4 is divide by 4, giving me x equals 8. Question 4a. The order of rotational symmetry for the regular pentagon is 5, for the rectangle is 2, and for the isosceles triangle is just 1. Question 4b. The order of rotational symmetry for the square is 4, for the parallelogram is 2, and for the equilateral triangle is 3. Question 5a. So this shape, the number of faces it has is 6, front, back, top, bottom, left and right. The number of edges it has in total is 12, and the number of vertices, there are 8 of them. Question 5b. Number of faces this shape has, it has 5 in total. The number of edges it has is 8, and it has 5 vertices. Question 6a. So the probability of spinning a 4 on this spinner is impossible, so I'm going to put a cross at 0. The probability of spinning a 2 is 1 out of 4, so I'm going to make sure I put my cross just there at a quarter of the way along. Question 6b. Probability of spinning a 2 on this spinner is 1 out of 4, so again that needs to go a quarter of the way along, and the probability of spinning a number that's less than 3, well they're all less than 3, so that is certain and lives there. Question 7a. So to find the value of a when x equals 10, the 4 times x becomes 4 times 10, which is 40. And the 3 times y becomes 3 times 5, which is 15. And when I do 40 take away 15, the value of a becomes 25. To find the value of a this time when x is 5, I'm going to do 4 times 5, which is 20. And I'm going to do 3 times y. Now y is negative 3, and that gives me negative 9. And 20 take away negative 9 gives me a value of A of 29. Question 7b. So to find the value of M, this time I'm going to do 6 times 7, which is 42, and I'm going to need to do 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. 42 take away negative 4 gives me a value for M of 46. In this one, I'm going to need to do 6 times 5, which is 30, and I'm going to need to do 2 times 3, which is 6, and 30 take away 6 gives me a value of M as 24. Question 8a. To put all of these in order of size, I need to have them in the same format, so I'm going to choose percentages. So this first one is 33.3%. The second one is 30%. This one is already a percentage, so that's okay. This one as a percentage is 30.3%, and 3% is already good to go. So now once they're percentages, I can see quite clearly that the smallest one is the 3%. The next smallest one is the 30%, which I'm going to give back in the question in the way it was given to me in the question, and I might just cross these off as I go. The next smallest one, 0.303, and I can cross that one off there. Then 32%, cross that one off, and lastly a third. Question 8b. Same as before, I'm going to stick with percentages on this one. So 2/3 is 66.6 recurring percent, then 60% already a percentage. 0.066 is 6.6%. 65% already a percentages, and 0.606 is 60.6%. So to put all of these in order then, the smallest one I've got is this one here, 0.066. The next smallest one I've got is the 60%, then 60.6, which was given as 0.606, 65%, and 2/3. Question 9a. So when I multiply these two powers together, I'm going to get A, the base number will stay the same, to the power of 9. When I divide these two, I'm going to end up with B to the power of 8. And when I expand C to the power 6 to the power of 5, I'm going to end up with C to the power of 30. 9b. Same as before on these, I'm going to add the two powers together because they're being multiplied. So this becomes x to the power of 10. This one, I'm going to subtract the powers, y to the power of 12, and this one, z to the power of 10. Question 10a. To calculate the area of this triangle, I'm going to need to do the base, which is 8, times the height, which is 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. Can't forget to divide by 2, a really common mistake. So 24 divided by 2 is 12 with correct units, centimeters squared. Question 10b. Same as before, I'm going to calculate the area of this triangle by doing the base, which is 4, multiplied by the height 10, which gives me 40. Don't forget to divide it by 2. So 40 divided by 2 is 20 with correct units, centimeters squared. Thanks for watching this revision video. Hopefully you found it useful. Don't forget to check out the other videos in this series.